What's going on, everyone? Lenny here, back with another review. This is the Nike Zoom Fly, much awaited shoe. So here we go. So yeah, I got this shoe about a week ago. I've been putting about a week's amount of miles on them. I'm about 40 miles on this thing. And so let's start with some of the things, what I've noticed. You can see, if you can see that dirt on there. The shoe's getting dirty really quick, and I don't run that many trails. I only ran one trail. And so to me, it's just kind of getting dirty quick. But my first time I put on this shoe, I went to the park. I did a 3-mile run. My last 1 mile was at sub 7, so I felt really fast in this shoe. I felt like I was on my toes. It felt really light. The size 12 is actually very light for being a size 12. And speaking of that, sizing wise, I did go up a half size because the size 12 was the only one they had, and so they sent it to me. I put my foot in it. It fit like a glove. And Nikes usually for me fit about a half size small, except for the Pegasus. I wear 11.5 in the Pegasus. All the other Nikes are pretty tight. And yeah, I mean, I just felt really good, toe off. Of course, you know, people were saying that this bend test doesn't really work on the shoe, and it really doesn't. But I could see why it's so responsive. It has that plate in there, so if it was just the foam, this foam is already like kind of cracking there. If it was just the foam, it'd definitely be breaking down pretty quick now, but since there is that plate in there, it's kind of reinforced. And I felt like it was pretty responsive. It was stiff, but at the same time soft, at the same time responsive, but not too soft. I think if you're looking for that kind of squishy Hoka feel, you're not going to get it in this shoe. People were saying it's like the Clifton. The thing that I found with it is right through the heel here. It's very narrow there, if you can see that. And I did have issues on uneven terrain with that, so I was running on a trail that kind of was sideways for a second, and I started immediately getting MCL pain, or whatever it is on the inside of your knee, that tendon right there. But that's about it. I mean, I did feel kind of some heel bruising coming on a little tiny bit, but not much. So it's definitely a rigid shoe, but a very responsive shoe, very thick shoe, so it does have all that cushioning like a Hoka, but it just doesn't, I mean, it just has that plate in there. So kind of a Mizuno Hoka thrown into one. So yeah, this tongue is very thin. I did have an issue kind of lacing my laces down too hard. It kind of would hurt my foot plate there. So, and I did have an issue with the laces coming untied with just one knot. So I double knotted them. Everything seemed to be fine. I lessened the tightness up here, which tends to be okay. I did get some heat on the bottom of my foot. I don't know if it's this insole or what. And it was a couple times not even on hot days, even though it's been hot around here. But no blisters or anything to talk about like that. Very responsive shoe, except for this narrow part right here. I found myself going over. If on uneven terrain, I think if they just blew that out a little bit. But then again, they'd be adding weight, which would be bad. So I'm going to weigh this puppy for everyone just to kind of get... Oh yeah, and this heel counter. I love this heel counter. I mean, I felt very secure in this shoe. Of course, because Nikes are pretty narrow, but we'll weigh it. And this is a size 12. .9 ounces on the left foot, 10.8 on the right foot. So maybe some manufacturing discrepancies from the left to the right foot, but it's all good. But yeah, I mean, it's a great shoe. It's a consumer one. The Vaporfly, I haven't seen it out yet, but I'm really curious to see if that's actually softer. It's a little bit less of a stack height, but this is something definitely for race day. As well as far as training, I would definitely like mix it up, just because this kind of gives you that forefoot. And I did feel that arch in there, but I mean, it's definitely not a stability shoe. But yeah, I mean, just the fact that it keeps you on your toes and going faster, it's going to be hard just to go out and run like, you know, a 10-mile or whatever you run, 6 to 10 miles. Or 15 in some people's cases at a slower pace, just because it kind of propels you forward and makes you want to go faster, being so responsive and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's the Nike Zoom Fly. That's my take on it. So I hope you liked the video. If not, it's cool. If you did, subscribe. I could answer any other questions that I didn't already. But Zoom Fly 2017. Have a good day.